What is up, everyone? How's it going? How's it going? Sorry I didn't give a little bit of a heads up, but for those that know, Tuesday is our live stream day, doing it a little bit earlier than last week, so we will see who joins up on in here. But the Tacoma, it's in the garage. The Tacoma's in the garage, because if you guys checked out the community tab, we are doing the ceramic coating on it, so it's all nice and shiny. She's been sitting up in here for a couple days, and of course, it's been raining. So the Forerunner's been getting hit with the water and the rain, and then I feel bad, but the wind started picking up, and the Forerunner may have gotten a couple pine cones up on it. But what's up, everyone? How's it going? Who's up in here? You guys go ahead and post some comments so I can see who's up in here, so we can say hello and get this live stream going. But happy Tuesday, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Title of the live stream is Going Out West. So we're going to be going out west soon, very soon, a lot sooner than I thought with the Tacoma. But I'll let some people join up in here. I'm going over to YouTube to make sure that everything is working. Sometimes on the StreamYard, it looks like it's working, but I just want to make sure over on YouTube that we're actually here, and we are. So perfect. But what's up, everyone? How's it going? We got Daniel in here. There we go. Don't be shy, people. Don't be shy. You can do comments. People just see your name. It's all good, unless you don't like your name, but people get them comments going. You know us. We get behind on the comments, but I still want to see y'all. Mark is here. How's it going? Cini, what is up? You're early for sure. Heck yeah. Daniel's up in here. What's up, John? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well as well. Daniel. Jeff, how's it going? Rodney. Vince, what is up? Steely, how's it going? Jacob, new subscriber to the channel. What up, man? I appreciate that. What up? Thank you for subscribing. Hopefully we get some good content continuing again. I posted up that the Tacoma is down right now. Not down as in broken, but down as in is sitting in the garage getting the ceramic coat on it. So the Tacoma content will start back up very soon. Sin, how's it going? David, what is up? Another David, how's it going? You didn't miss anything, man. We just started, just getting some comments flowing up in here. So that is all good. Jeff says, though, that he put a deposit on a trail hunter and guaranteed with no market adjustment. Where in the West are you heading? We are going to Phoenix, Arizona, to Westcott Designs, and then going to do some stuff in California as well with the truck, and then hopefully eventually up to Utah to do some things, and potentially Montana if the timing works out for me to take the truck up there. If not, then it may need to happen a little bit later. But big things happening with the Tacoma, and I'm super excited to share it all with you guys. But we'll wait till some more people jump up in here to really go about it. I'll keep saying what's up to everyone. Michael, how's it going? The underground looks sick. Good call on the ceramic coat. Man, it is not cheap, but at the same time, definitely not as expensive as like a PPF or stuff like that. And after we started looking more and more at this paint, it was bad. It was bad. Like the Tacoma was like a 10-foot looker, you know, like, whoa, that looks good. Actually, maybe even 5 feet, you could be up on it. But if the sun was hitting it the right way, man, this paint was shockingly bad. It was actually really bad. Scott says, what's up, John? I appreciate the videos. I have an off-road and underground color truck stuck in QC hold, but on the way. I hope this QC hold gets lifted soon for a lot of people, man. David says that he's ordering a Tier D Pro for 2025. Dude, heck yeah. That'll be sweet, man. CJ says, what's up? Appreciate the videos. Appreciate you guys. So what's up, everyone? What is up? How's it going? Brent jumping in here too. Says, any idea, and you guys gave me some good feedback on the last one, even though we are a little bit behind sometimes in comments. You guys are like, don't freak out, John. Like, it stresses us out. So whatever. I won't freak out if we're behind on comments and stuff. We'll just let it flow and whatnot. But it's all good. Brent says, any idea if there is a way to leave the truck on with the climate control but locked? I needed to leave the dog in there before. Man, one of the annoying things with these new trucks is you can't, like, since it's the keyless stuff, you can't just turn it on and leave it and lock it. I think maybe if you took your key out and physically locked the door, you'd be able to do that unless the truck just unlocks itself again. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe just remote start it if you can, leaving the dog in there real quick if you have to run in and out. But yeah, it is rather annoying that you can't, I mean, I guess it's a safety thing, you know, but yeah, you can't like start the truck, lock it, and then leave real quick. It's definitely not old school like old school vehicles used to be. Matt says that he loves the truck. Just picked up the Solar Octane Off-Road Premium last Thursday. Dude, what the heck? Where from? Oh, that's cool, man. Congratulations. Awesome truck, awesome truck. I've almost had this for a week now or 2 weeks. I think it's been 2 weeks. So that one must have just got in there because I was searching, man. I was searching and searching and searching for a Solar Octane. There was only one of them, at least from what I saw, and some dude had already claimed it, but it had a roof rack on it. It had a lot of stuff. It was almost like 58,000 with all the stuff on it. But yeah, that's awesome, dude. Congrats. I love the Solar Octane color. It looks really good. Yo, it's David's birthday. Happy birthday, David. 43. Psh, barely getting broken in, right? You're all good, dude. That's crazy, man. Happy birthday. Vince says, I ceramic coated my 23 4Runner and I absolutely love it. Yeah, I'm trying not to touch it just because like I want to feel how it is, but Chris would kill me if I touch it right now. So it's in its incubation period, basically. We did all this G-Technic stuff. I don't even know where he put everything, but I have a full documented video about it. And maybe going into like a little bit more detail than we would typically go into on videos here. But a lot of individuals wanted to see how a ceramic coat worked. And I've never really ceramic coated anything before, so it'll be good. The truck isn't perfect. Like we didn't paint correct it all the way. He only did a one-stage polish with it, but still, it was the paint was crazy how like hammered it was for being brand new. And that's nothing on only Toyota, right? It's all car manufacturers. Paint is not perfect, okay? So it just so happens to be a Toyota, so it sucks, right, for me to say that. But it's all car manufacturers. Even Ammo NYC, I'm not sure if you guys watch his YouTube channel at all, but Larry is a big detailer and stuff, and he got in a $500,000 Ferrari, and it was as bad as this paint for $500,000, right? 10 times more than the price of this truck. So it's just crazy that, you know, stuff gets painted, it gets transported, some things may hit it here and there, or it may be tarped at one point, something like that, just rubbing on the paint. It ain't good at all. But Jeff says that he's in Sedona. You could swing by Off-Road Paradise here. Sedona is so beautiful, so nice up there. Hector says, what's up? What up, man? All right, I wonder how many times I'll have to answer this question. I've almost gotten to the point where I didn't, I've stopped commenting like on people because I try to comment on everyone's comments and stuff in my creator studio, but like I see this question a lot. Yes, yes, I saw that they broke their Tacoma. I did. Dominic, $5, getting you straight up to the top, dude. I freaking appreciate you. Said sidestep mounting holes, the same dimensions. Will the 3rd gen tonneau cover fit on the 4th gen? Does the rear view mirror have the same dongle as a 3rd gen? So I haven't seen that little like USB dongle thing on this. All of this on mine, it's different than a 3rd gen just because of the different Toyota safety sense that it has up there. So I feel like it may be a little bit different. And the mounting rails, I'm not sure yet. I think that the mounting rails and the bed rails may be a little bit different on this truck. I don't have 100% answer for you on that one, Dominic, but maybe, you know, you could call a tonneau cover manufacturer, say, hey, would this fit on a 4th gen? Have you guys tried to measure out 4th gens yet? But I feel like the gap from the top of the bed rail to where the actual cleats are, or the like the top of the bed rail to the other bed rails, I think is a little bit different on this truck. But you never know. You never know. I would definitely get it in. I would definitely get that answered first, though, before like you sell anything or anything like that. But I appreciate the $5, Dominic. You're awesome, dude. Thank you so much. Jeff says, Just got a 24 limited iForce Max a few weeks ago. No window rattles or problems. They must have ironed them out. Hopefully, dude. But congrats. But not to like rain on your parade or anything like that. But my Tundra was super solid up until like 3,500 miles. And then stuff started to kind of fall apart in certain areas, right? I just actually got in the Tundra today we went to the chiropractor, and this was in it. This truck was in the garage, and the 4Runner was just behind the Tundra. So I was like, whatever, we'll drive the Tundra. I haven't driven it in a week or so. Man, I hate the wind noise on that truck. I hate the wind noise on that truck. But it was just nice to be in the Tundra again, though. But congrats on the limited. That's awesome. I mean, I hope that Toyota has really fixed the trucks and has seen all the criticisms that we have made for the truck in the forums and the Facebook pages, and I just want them to make that truck good, man. I really do. Daniel says, what's bad about the paint? Orange peel, uneven coverage, bad orange peel, swirls and scratches and hazes everywhere, and there's also black spots up on the hood too. I'm gonna show it all in a video coming up soon for this truck. But yeah, just with it being a gloss paint and not being a metallic paint, you can really see a lot of imperfections, unfortunately, because it's just gloss. Like there's no metallic, no depth to it at all. What's there is there. And it's such a thin paint too. It is so hard and so thin, not soft at all to be really malleable or anything like that. It's, yeah, it looks good though now. It looks really, really good now. Hector says, proud owner of a 2019 TRD off-road. Love the truck. Takes me anywhere I want to go. I'm a big outdoors person. Heck yeah, you can't go wrong with the older trucks, man. That is for sure. Tried and true, proven. We'll have no issues with them at all. But yeah, appreciate you guys joining in, man. If you guys are new to the live stream, we had quite a bit of people on the live stream last week. So not sure if you're stopping in for the first time or if you're accustomed to our live streams here, but basically all we do, man, is just BS. We just BS in the comments section. You guys send me questions and I answer them, and we get a little bit far behind, but you know, I try to take my time and try to answer everyone's questions to the best of my abilities. But the truck, Tacoma, in case you guys have just joined in, is in the garage right now. We got it fully paint corrected, well, to an extent, single stage polish. There's still some like swirls and scratches in it here and there, but I wasn't gonna pay for a full wet sand and everything. If I had all the money, I would love to do that for Chris and say, hey, go balls to the walls on this truck. But I just really wanted to see how ceramic coat was and test that all out for you guys to see if it's worth the money. But we've been documenting it along the whole way to show you all with it. Rodney asked, was this truck painted in Mexico? I have a 4Runner Premium, lifted, sliders, etc. Just curious, looking at a Tacoma next. Yes, the whole truck is made in Mexico, painted in Mexico, assembled, all that stuff. From parts from America, North America, Japan as well, and Mexico too. So sourced parts from a good amount all over the place, and then final assembly for this truck is done in Mexico, and that does include the paint as well. Brent says, I should be getting my Solar Octane Premium in 2 weeks. Nice, dude. I really hope that the QC stuff lifts and people are able to get their trucks, man. I'm excited for everyone to start getting the trucks and us figuring out issues with them, us figuring out things that we like about the truck a lot. The truck just needs to get in more people's hands, that's for sure. Jeff says, I got a Tundra 24 iForce Max Wind Chill Pearl. Great color, great color. A few weeks ago, none of the problems the 22 had. Been really happy with it. And I hope it stays that way, bro. I really, really hope everyone getting their new Tundras and stuff, that Toyota has figured stuff out. I know like the screens themselves, like the new 14-inch screens, I think with some of the 24s that are now coming out, they have like the little information thing on the side, like to go back to the actual Toyota stuff. So that's pretty cool that they're being updated for that. And then Ryan told me that we should get an over-the-air update potentially for our older trucks, which would be nice. But it seems to be down right now for that over-the-air update. Jacob says, I love your new 24 Tacoma TRD off-road. Also, I like TFL's blue new Tacoma too. Yeah, the blue looks good. The blue definitely looks good. The underground has grown on me a lot, even though it had a lot of scratches and stuff in it. I get it. But I think underground has now become my favorite for this new Tacoma. And honestly, like the silver too. I've never been a fan of rental car silver, but for some reason on the Tacoma TRD Off-Road with all the black accents and stuff, I think it looks really, really good. Matt says that he just put some 33-inch tires on tonight. I wish I could send pictures. Dude, that's one of the things that I wish YouTube could do. Instagram just allowed for GIFs and stuff in the comment section and everything, which is pretty cool. But on Instagram, you can at least DM the person. I wish there was an easy way on YouTube to allow for DMs and stuff. I mean, it kind of does with members. Like me and members can talk and stuff on like a community tab. But I mean, aside from that, like I do wish that YouTube had kind of like a DMing mechanism or mechanic, I should say, not mechanism, versus, you know, people just having to email me or me hoping to find it in the comment section or something. But even still in the comment section, I can't see pictures. It's mainly emails and stuff. So Hector says he did his, he loves it. Heck yeah. CJ says, I have a deposit on a limited hybrid. Any thoughts on full-time four-wheel drive versus part-time four-wheel drive? So for some people, they like it, especially if you're in a colder climate. People like it. I've always been in warmer climates to where two-wheel drive is perfectly fine. I get decent gas mileage because it's not moving all four tires at the same time. Putting power to all those tires at the same time. So I think, you know, traction-wise and everything, and just kind of set it and forget it. That'll be cool for the limited hybrid. And hopefully it's based on kind of the Land Cruiser MPG or maybe a little bit better. That would be nice to see for that Tacoma. But I get to drive them in April, which will be very, very cool to give you guys feedback and everything on the new Tacoma hybrids and stuff. So I hope yours comes in relatively quick, CJ. David says, I did a clay bar and a wax on my 24 Tacoma. Came out great. Paint is smooth and clean. Heck yeah. Yeah, I mean, I wanted to do just like a paint on this, you know, just a wax or whatever. And then my buddy Chris, he had a detailing company up in Atlanta, and he has since moved back down to Florida. So he's starting up his business again and everything down here. And he did just a quick maintenance wash on the 4Runner and the Tundra, and they turned out great. And, you know, I didn't have to spend hours washing my vehicles. I could do YouTube stuff and whatnot, and then, you know, pay him, and he gets to start back up his business and stuff and get word of mouth out there. And then this Tacoma kind of just like fell into place of like, man, I've been kind of dabbling doing some ceramic coat and stuff and whatnot. And he's like, well, we'll see if we could get G-Technic to sponsor some stuff in exchange for content, and then, you know, just pay the labor to do the whole paint correction and everything. And as we looked more at this truck under the light and stuff, man, there were swirls and scratches and unfortunately a lot of stuff on this paint. But I'm sure that if, you know, I just put a good clay bar on it and a good decon and everything, and then put some sealant myself on it, I'm sure that it would have looked good, but nowhere near as good as this for sure. But, you know, it's all what you have time for and budget for. But that's awesome, man. I'm super glad that it looks very good. What color again, David? Sorry. Oh, the Solar Octane, right? From earlier, I believe. I'm getting a lot of Davids in here. I think there's like 5 or 6 Davids up in here right now. And the cover won't fit. So this is going back to Dominic's star question. So Dominic, if you're still in here, David says that a tonneau cover from a 3rd generation won't fit. I put mine on from my 21 Tacoma, and it only covers the rails. It doesn't cover the entire bed frame. Dang it. So there you go, Dominic, if you're still in here. You said thanks, John, to mine, but David answered that for you. Maybe it was his specific one that he got, so still just double check with the person that made that tonneau cover, whatever company it was, and just double check. But David says that for his, they don't. So Brandon says, do you regret? I heard there's recalls already. I'm not sure for what. I have been hearing this too, but I'm not sure if people are getting it confused. Some people say there may be some recalls coming down the pipeline, and David says, yeah, no recalls right now, which I haven't gotten any on my app for my Tacoma. And the most recent recalls that did just come out are for the 22 and the 23. Kyle says, and this is why we left them up. I mean, one, because they have to be up. But he says, your windshield wipers are freaking me out. I own an auto glass shop and couldn't tell you how many windshields I've had to fix because wipers slam back down by accident. Oh, crap. I hope they don't. But the windshield wipers are up right now because of the ceramic coat that we put on the glass, and we're letting everything cure to the Tacoma right now. So we didn't want to put the windshield wiper blades down and then they kind of form their own little notch of ceramic down there. So yeah, Chris did everything. He ceramic coated the windows, front, side, moonroof, roof. The whole grill itself is ceramic coated, all the plastic, like everything down to the mud flaps, like the whole truck. I told him don't worry about ceramic coating the wheels though, because we are putting new wheels on this Tacoma. But aside from that, man, Chris ceramic coated everything on this. But that's why the windshield wipers are up, is just so they don't form a little bit of a notch in the layer that Chris just put down. Jeff asked though, would you ever get paint protector film for the Tacoma? If I was keeping this Tacoma for a very long time, I probably would have potentially done the PPF route, at least just on the front. But it's very expensive, especially for good film. You could do cheap film, but I mean, the whole ceramic, I feel like with the product and stuff and with Chris's rate and everything, I feel like ceramic is still $1,500 cheaper to do than PPF. Now, still with ceramic, you will scratch. Like if you get into like the weeds, you know, deep enough and it really goes down the side of your truck, it will scratch and you'll have to buff through the ceramic to go through that scratch to get it out, unfortunately. But still, if you get a cheaper film on it, it may peel up the film or whatnot too. But at least for this, man, I'm just gonna see how good ceramic keeps on the vehicle, and through the trail riding and everything, we'll see how good the ceramic is. And then maybe down in the future with a future vehicle, I'll say, hey, ceramic gave me this much protection. Let's try out PPF for you guys, see how that film would be. But as of right now, man, it looks really, really good. And yeah, Wooduk says, all manufacturers have recalls, not just Toyota. 100%. We just see it a lot because our ecosystem of, or not ecosystem, our friends group, it seems like, is very Toyota focused, right? But yeah, I mean, if you go into Facebook pages and stuff, some dudes, sometimes they copy and paste because they're in other Facebook pages, like the Ram Facebook page and Chevy Facebook pages and Ford Facebook pages, all these pages, right, for these trucks. They're posting the same stuff, guys. So unfortunately, it's like Yelp reviews. You only get the people that really complain, or Google reviews. You get the people that complain. And if someone has a good experience at a restaurant or a good experience somewhere, they don't often write a review, right? Unfortunately, I try to get better this year about writing reviews with companies and stuff that I've worked with in the past and that I enjoyed their hospitality or whatever, right? Like I try to review those companies. I reviewed like 5 companies the other month. I was like, I just need to sit down, review all these local companies that I've done stuff with, friends that own restaurants I've been to, OCD window tinting. I've taken 3 vehicles there and I never reviewed them, gave them a 5-star review. Yoda Mafia, I've gone to Yoda Mafia all the time, always shouted them out, but never did a Google review. So we just need to get better at, when things are great, also expressing things are good, instead of just always saying, oh, this truck has this issue, it's a piece of crap. Because if we only talk about the bad, unfortunately, that's what everyone sees. So we got to start talking better about the things that are good. And then like me, when I talk about things that are good, I get called a Toyota fanboy and I never point out the things that are wrong, which clearly people don't watch all my videos or listen to them. Sometimes I talk too much, whatever, but I definitely point out things that are bad with vehicles, right? So Ryan says, how is the 24 Tacoma TRD off-road driving on the road? Man, it's good. Ever since I aired down the tires. And weirdly, in that video talking about how my tire PSI was really high, I've read like 5 or 6 comments of people that went out to their trucks and turned them on and like moved their trucks, and they said that their stuff was reading super high too. So I don't know if like for these TRD off-roads, if they're meant to be that high, which I don't think so, because there were a ton of people in the comment section that said, yeah, the dealership missed that, or whoever did the PDI missed that. So it seems like maybe dealerships are getting a little lax with their PDIs, which is not good. So yeah, there were like 5 or 6 comments, at least that I read. Maybe there's more that I haven't seen on YouTube yet, of people saying, dude, I aired mine down 20 PSI and I did the whole TPMS recalibration thing or set it to that PSI. My truck drives so much better. So after I aired stuff down, the truck drives a lot better. And also the more miles I put on the truck, the suspension is starting to even itself out. It's not as bumpy as it was in conjunction with the higher PSI in the tires, but the truck's driving good. I enjoy driving this thing, man. I really, really do. Just added to a GX, just added to the GX, getting 2 more MPG. Which one are you talking about, Harshi? Are you talking with someone else? I think you may be talking with someone else. Steven says, my underground 4Runner has major swirls, and it came right off the truck and into my hands with 1 mile on it. Took it right to an XPEL dealer, installed PPF, film, and ceramic. Definitely needed. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, in hindsight, right, I don't know how long this truck, and I'm not blaming Don Franklin Toyota, okay? So like, let's just start that right now. However, I typically never want dealers to wash my vehicles. I didn't, this truck didn't roll off the lot or roll off onto their lot there. And then I was like the very first to say, hey, that truck's coming off like the truck, like don't wash it. This truck was already on their lot. They already ran it through the wash and stuff too. And I'm not sure what type of wash that they have. And then unfortunately, when I did pull the trigger on this truck, they detailed it again, which nothing against dealership detailers, but I would like my solar octane that was coming in, the one that I didn't get, it was at the point where I know that Danville Toyota, when I was talking to them and everything, just like, hey, let's leave everything on the truck, because I wanted to do like an unboxing video of not ASMR style, but well, I guess it would kind of be ASMR style, but like taking all the plastic off the truck, right? The plastic off the wheels, the plastic off the seats, just how a truck looks coming straight from Mexico and us taking all the plastic off. So that was the plan with the Solar Octane, was doing kind of like an unboxing video, or when they had the truck delivered, I would already be up there a day before. So when they came in on the semi truck, I could see them unloading the truck and everything. It was gonna be like a whole thing. And then unfortunately it never happened. But yeah, to get back to Steven's comment, man, it's just this gloss paint. Like I was talking to Chris, like I was like, it's a blessing in disguise, right? Because I got to try out ceramic coat. I got to showcase your company and stuff, showcase your skills and everything on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. But I was like, dude, if this was a Solar Octane, I don't know if I would have done it, because the metallic hides so much of the swirls. Like this Tacoma compared to my Tundra that's a year old that I've washed, and I honestly feel bad because I've never really like cared. This is gonna sound so bad. I've never put like a ton of love into the Tundra when I wash it. It's like spray, foam, wash it, foam again, spray it off, and then I dry it with a microfiber. It's never been like overly detailed, and I've never got it like paint corrected or anything. But the Tundra, for it being a year and a half old almost, compared to this truck, has way less noticeable scratches and swirl marks and everything on it than this truck with like under 1,000 miles has. Bob says, does it fit some 33s? It does. And we are going to be going a little bit bigger than 33s. So for everyone that's just now joining in, we're at like 165 people. I appreciate you guys. Leave a like if you can on the live stream. But we will be going out west. I am debating, I'm going it over with my wife onto when I should leave. But most likely we should potentially be at Westcott Designs around the 11th to the 12th, potentially, for this truck. It was going to be a little bit later, but Jeff said that he may need this truck for like a week and a half with some of the stuff that he has planned for it and everything, which I cannot wait to show you guys. So if you guys like Tacoma content and want more of like that vloggy style, you guys need to go check out Mark Brenner's YouTube. So he has an underground SR5, and he was just at Westcott Designs for it. So our trucks won't be identical. There will be some similar stuff, but they will not be exactly identical, which is really cool. And Westcott wants to do a little bit of different stuff with this truck just to showcase different things and whatnot. So, but it does fit 33s. We're gonna go potentially a little bit bigger on this truck, not quite 35s, because I feel like even for a Tacoma, that's just a little bit too much. But we'll see how good it does, and I can't wait to showcase it for you guys. Daniel says, did you see the pictures of a Land Cruiser 250 hybrid with a third row? I thought it was just the diesels getting the third row. I was surprised. I have not, unless that's something that's overseas that they're getting a third row hybrid. I actually haven't. I honestly thought that it was a diesel as well. Daniel also says, if you could pick any pro color that Toyota has done for my 4th gen, what color would you go with? This is gonna be an easy cop-out, but I may do Cavalry Blue. I would want to do Voodoo Blue, but I don't know. Well, actually, probably if it looked like a TRD Pro, instead of doing it for my TRD Off-Road right here, I think a Voodoo Blue with all the gloss black accents would look good. And then Quicksand, like you said, Daniel, that would look actually really good with all the gloss black accents. Honestly, that Quicksand with gloss black accents may actually, because Quicksand, it's not one of my favorite colors, but it with the gloss black with how a TRD Pro of this is with the black roof, dude, that may shoot up to like very high up there on my list. That would be sick. That would look really good. Ronald says, congrats on the new Taco Man, beautiful color. What do you think about the little scratches with the dark color, and where did you get the tints, and what's the shade? So if you want to go back to the tint video, it's titled First Modification for the Tacoma. I did 30%, got it done at OCD Window Tinting in Fort Walton Beach, Florida. And these little scratches on this truck, man, they peeve me. They peeve me, especially for how expensive the truck is, but I can't fault Toyota because it's all manufacturers. They don't wet sand perfectly. They don't paint the vehicles perfectly. Like, there's flaws. It's a mass production. It's a mass production. It's not a hand-built truck. So I get it, but it still does stink. Perk says, I really want a new TRD Pro, but it only being a hybrid makes me hesitant. I don't feel like they'll last as long as a 1,000,000-mile motor. What would you do? So it's definitely has to prove itself, right? But batteries most likely won't last as long. Turbos maybe won't last as long. It may. We never know. It's going to take a while to get to that point. But that 4.7 was a bulletproof V8. Granted, it needed maintenance. It needed the timing belt every 90,000 to 100,000 miles and stuff, water pumps and everything, like typical maintenance. So maybe, you know, for some people, the maintenance will be, I don't know, turbo bearings or new batteries or stuff like that. But, I mean, have we known, aside from the Tundra, right, and that did unfortunately have some issues in the beginning and stuff with the casting of the engines and everything, and not the best start. Aside from, like, certain things with the Tundra, like, I don't think that there's ever been a Toyota vehicle that just hasn't eventually proven itself, right? Eventually proven itself. Because even the Tundra, when that 5.7 came out, there were some issues with it. When the 2.5 gen for the Tundra came out in 14, there were a lot of electrical issues that people don't seem to remember because the truck was out then for another 7 years and was super reliable at the end. So unfortunately, it takes time. But again, going back to the comment of everyone focuses on the negative instead of the positive, Logan, I'm calling you out like this, right? It just stinks because we get tunnel vision on the bad stuff. So I've seen this question a lot. Yes, I've definitely seen the TFL Tacoma video. I like how Roman admits that it could be driver error. I'm not saying that the truck is bulletproof. Obviously, something happened. Ghosted said that he was having clunking issues with his front diff or his CV joints or something. I personally have had this truck clunk one time on me when I was doing the video showcasing how much the truck was. I was kind of in a little sandy area and I put it into 4 high and it didn't register 4 high, and then I turned like the truck off and back on because I was just messing with the switch, so I wasn't paying attention, and then I cranked my steering wheel to turn, and then the truck finally engaged 4-wheel drive and it went clunk real loud. I was like, oh shoot, what was that? And then I saw it finally flash into 4 high. Straightened my steering wheels back out, put it into 2 high, and then it just went click like normally. So I've only had it when I was bound up by turning, which you're not supposed to like turn on 4-wheel drive when your steering wheel is completely binded. So that was on me for mine. So mine's only clunked one time like that. Ghosted TRD, his is clunked a couple times, but with TFL stuff, man, for their truck, we'll touch on this tonight, and I may have to answer it again for other people in the future. But it sucks. It sucks. But what I can tell you is and it's not me defending the truck at all, right? Because the truck is most likely at fault. When you're editing videos and when I edit videos, if you do something over and over and over again, right, for retention for the viewer, that's not really good. So honestly, all we saw in their video, and this may have just been legitimately what happened, is we only saw them attempt that one time and then it broke. All I'm saying is you don't know how many times they went up and down. If the truck was still in 4 low and he was revving it really, really high in 4 low, which you're kind of not supposed to do. And the crappy thing about traction control with new modern 4-wheel drive systems is it's trying to catch and it's putting the brakes on and putting the brakes on and trying to catch. And when you're on a slippery surface like snow, man, it's really trying to catch, and maybe it just broke it because the brakes were clamping too tight. I don't know if PSI matters in snow. I live in Florida, but it seemed like the tires were filled up pretty high. I don't know, but the good thing is they're going to figure it out, right? And if it's the truck itself, and Toyota engineers are obviously looking at their truck because that truck had 500,000 views on that video, and they need to figure it out. Maybe it's something with the CVs, maybe something bad down the manufactured line, and TFL found it. So that would be great for Toyota if they find it, but we just don't know what happened. So I'm not really making assumptions from the video. I just know that there's a lot of stuff. A lot of factors, unfortunately, but it's one of those games we play when you off-road, something could potentially go bad, you know? Glass City says that I had an Underground 4Runner, TRD Pro, X-Build, and ceramic coated as well. It's definitely a hard color that would show squirrels. I love it, though. Yeah, it's such a great color, man. It is such a good color, for sure, when it's finally cleaned up, right? Jim says, just realized the APRs varies by dealerships for the Tacoma. Longo Toyota, 8.6 for 60 months, Toyota of Orange, 7.10. Yeah, it's also, and I'm not sure where those are in relationship to each other, but it's also region-based too, potentially. Maybe it's a different type of Toyota Financial, because here in my area, we have Southeast Toyota Financial, but then where I financed my Tacoma from, it was outside of that region. I believe Kentucky's outside of that region. I'm pretty sure. So it was a different Toyota Financial as well. So you have that factors in too. Cool. Dominic saw David's stuff. We are a little bit behind, but we're always behind when it comes to these. So if you guys are in here and stuff, and I miss out on some questions and stuff, don't think I'm ignoring you. I was told in the last live stream, like, John, you continuously saying that you're behind, it freaks us out. I don't know why, but I do respect the criticism back and forth. So I'm just going to try to go chill. And if we really fall behind, then whatever. We really fall behind, but it's all good. Patrick says, do you know if the TRD Off-Road Hybrid will be available with lesser packages, or will it come with a premium package only? Dude, that's actually a super good question, because like with the Tundra, right, you can only really get the hybrids as you start with the Limited, and the Limited automatically has Softex seats. The Tacoma is going to be different because it's pretty much offered on every package except for the SR and the SR5. So, but you could get a TRD Off-Road that's essentially like an SR5 without all the crazy options unless you go with the premium package. So that's actually a super good question, Patrick. And that will definitely be one unless the configurator tells us early and Toyota pricing tells us that stuff early. But that would kind of stink if like you had to buy a TRD Off-Road Premium and then that's the only way like you could get a hybrid, because that's going to be an expensive truck. Maybe people want the hybrid system and they don't want to spend $55,000 on a truck. So that's actually a really good question. I assume, if I had to guess, that they would do them on all models. Maybe you have to get like a TRD Off-Road upgrade package or something. But that's actually a really good question. Jacob says, in the future for me, should I get an old Toyota 4Runner or a two-door Tacoma truck? Man, That's hard because I love old two-door Tacomas, man, with a 6-foot bed. Such a rad truck. Such a very, very cool truck. I would love to have a first-gen two-door Tacoma, if you're talking about first-gen. I assume you're talking about first-gen because you said old two-door Tacoma. But a 4Runner for me, so my dream one day is to have a big, huge barn in wherever we want to be at, whether it's Florida, Arizona, wherever I have these vehicles. And it's a massive barn, and I have one of every generation of 4Runner in there. It's a first gen that's like a beach cruiser. Second gen, I hope to find my second gen one day. I have the VIN, and it's still in Minnesota is where my truck is at. It was a California 4Runner. Now it's made its way to Minnesota. It's on like its 5th owner. So I don't know how well that 4Runner is looking right now because I was the second owner and then sold it to the third owner. So really it's only been 2 after that person. And then a third gen, which I would love to have like a Surf, a 4Runner Surf, right-hand drive, diesel. And then a 4th gen, I want a white V8 Sport 2009 or 2009, the very last year that they did that one. I would have my current 5th gen. Oh, it's outside. Supercharged. And then a 6th gen 4Runner whenever it comes out. But like that would be ideal. So for me, I mean, it's hard for me to not say a 4Runner, but at the same time, dude, an old 2-door Tacoma pre-runner, that would be really cool. That would be so cool. David and Dominic going back and forth. Can says, what do you not like about the new Tacoma in comparison to the previous gen? Greetings from Germany. Dang, dude, Germany? Oh, it's earlier in the morning over there. That's cool, man. Appreciate you watching from over there. What do I not like about the new Tacoma in comparison to the old one? Probably the gas tank size. Not that it's been an issue for me right now, but I know once we start putting bigger tires and the gas mileage potentially gets lower on this truck, I feel like that may be an issue. But aside from that, right now, I can't really find anything on this truck that I don't like compared to the 3rd gen. I like the way this truck drives more. I like the seating position more. I like the powertrain more. I like the technology inside of it more. Some people don't like technology. I do when it works. I hate it when it doesn't work. The looks, I like the looks of this one more personally. It just looks more edgy and stuff, more modern. There's really not that much on this truck that I don't like compared to the other one. Jacob says, I guess the unproven reliability right now would be a thing too, but that just takes time. Jacob says, got to check out the PNW when you come to visit. Man, that would be cool if I make it all the way up there. Potentially Utah, though. So for everyone just joining in, we are going, like I said, to Westcott Designs very soon for the truck. I may leave my truck out in the West Coast, and if I can, fly back, go to Cruise Moab with the truck, and then road trip the Tacoma back home and everything. Or depending on how sick I am of driving, I may just ship it at that point. But the Tacoma, by the time, man, it gets back to Florida, it's going to have close to 10,000 miles on it, I think. Like, it may be, because, like, the drive out there and the drive back is already going to put it at 5,000. And that don't even count a little bit of driving back to San Diego, back to Arizona, up to Utah, if I make all the way up to Montana. Like, there's going to be a lot of miles on the truck. It'll be close to 7,500, 8,000 miles in the next couple months, which it'll be driving it, man. How long is the ceramic coating guaranteed to last? So it's a 1 to 2 year, I believe Chris said, or it's a 2 to 3. However, it just depends on how well you maintain it, right? I mean, so nothing's guaranteed. Like if I just leave this truck outside with mud on it, it's not going to last that long. But if I wash it every couple of weeks, put the correct soap on it and stuff, and make sure I'm maintaining it, like that is a downfall to ceramic coating. You have to make sure that you're maintaining the coat. Just like as if you had a sealant or a good wax on your truck or a 4Runner, whatever, on your vehicle. If you leave it outside, the UVs are beating it and stuff, and you don't wash it and the dirt is eating it away, it don't last as long as it's supposed to. So I believe it's a 1 to 2 year or it's a 2 to 3. But he said if I maintenance it very well, it'll last 2 years, no problem. I need to look back in my video. Chris talked a lot about like all the details and stuff of it. That's not my expertise, so I'm a very visual person, but I have to also like read stuff and have hands-on with it. So when I was just listening to him recording, I don't remember everything, But I know if I maintenance it properly, it'll last a couple years. David says, I've never done ceramic, always PPF. I definitely plan on skipping the Toyota protection film. Bro, such a waste of money for sure. And get the real deal PPF done clear bra in Ohio whenever my Land Cruiser first edition comes in. Oh, definitely protect that thing, man. Definitely protect that thing for sure. Yeah, I mean, because the Toyota stuff, it's almost like $1,000, like depending on how much you get. And the film that Toyota uses, my wife's RAV4 had it on it, but it was a lease. So like you kind of don't pay that stuff in a lease. But you kind of do, but you kind of don't, like all those extra options and crap. But yeah, that stuff was so bad. We garage kept that car. Any little pollen or any little bird crap or anything like that, it wasn't like a self-healing PPF on it. It was just like literally a crappy clear film. And it made the paint look worse. Obviously, we could peel it off and stuff, but like if we were to buy that car, it was not worth like the $1,000 or whatever that they charge for that film. It's horrible. Nailed it, expressing the good. Heck yeah, exactly. Always try to express the good in things. Buck says, did you notice excessive noise on your windshield wiper mower? No, I have not. I saw someone post that in the Facebook page, and it was hard to tell just because he was recording it with his phone, and the truck wasn't moving. So typically, like you'd be moving and you would hear rain and stuff, but it did sound loud. I don't recall this one sounding loud. Like I've sprayed the windshield a couple times, like with it being dirty, and it just went. So I haven't really heard it being that loud at all. All my tires were at 55 PSI as well. That's crazy, man. That's absolutely crazy. Our BF Goodrich tires, 3 Peak Snow rated. I am not sure. You would have to check out BFG for that one. I am more of a Nitto person, but people swear by BFG sometimes, but I am not 100% sure on the stock ones. I believe they're an all-season tire. I don't know what the word or phrase 3 Peak Snow is. Again, Florida problems. I've always lived places where it's warm, so I am not about the snow life. I apologize. I'm not the person for that. Maybe if you guys go watch Untamed, that dude's crazy and he loves the snow. So I would go ask him for some certain tire recommendations for the snow. But yeah, I'm not sure. I'm sure they're all season, all terrain kind of the tire, but I'm not sure. They clumped up pretty bad with the sand. Granted, they had a ton of PSI in them, but yeah. All right, skipping just a couple since you guys are talking with each other. Where's Westcott Designs? They are based out of Phoenix, Arizona. So it's going to be like 2,100 miles or something like that to get to Jeff's shop. Roof rack, sliders, pre-collar kit, tires, wheels, some other goodies too that I'm not going to mention right now just because I want to keep it a surprise. But we have a star coming in from Marvin, man. Appreciate you, dude. $2 donation. You're the best, man. Hey, John, are the Softex seats and leg room good? I assume you're talking about the Tacoma. The Softex seats, I am always a fan of Softex seats. I will take Softex seats over leather any day. And I'm not upset that, oh, you paid the price, you should have leather. I get it. Leather is nice. It's luxury. It is soft. Like I do like the leather in my Tundra. It's nice. However, my Tundra with 8,000 miles on it or so, the leather has like a little bit of creases. I hydrate it and stuff all the time. I actually have hydrated that leather maybe 3 or 4 times, maybe 5 times in the year that I've had it. I try to do it like once every 2 or 3 months, is just hydrate the leather and, you know, let it drink up oils and stuff, because that is the deadly thing to leather is if you don't keep leather hydrated, it's going to dry out and it's going to crack, just like your face, right? If it doesn't have the good nutrition and stuff that it needs, your face will dry out and crack and everything. And that's how leather is for cars. My 4Runner with 40,000 miles on it has Softex seats, and the seats look brand new, like literally brand new in a 7-year-old vehicle with 40,000 miles on it, because it's not real leather, it's Softex. So to answer that part of your question, I like Softex. I really like Softex a lot. Some people don't like it because it's fake leather. I don't care. It doesn't break down and it doesn't look crappy. That's why I like Softex. And as for legroom, bro, driving this Tacoma, it's so good. I like driving the Tacoma, and the 2 front passenger seat, the driver's seat and the passenger seat Tons of leg room in this truck, tons of like arm room too, headroom. Like it feels really big up front. The back, not so much. I really wish the best cab that Toyota did for like a mid-sized truck, and I know this sounds weird to say it was a mid-sized truck, but judging by, or when you factor in the size of that truck dimension-wise to what this truck is, the first gen Tundra had the best full four-door ever in a mid-sized truck. There was so much room back there with how they did the cab of that truck, and I really was wishing that Toyota did the same with this Tacoma, but they didn't. It feels to me a little bit bigger than the third gen, but not by a lot. I think on paper it's bigger, but not by much, man. But if you're driving your own vehicle and you don't have like big friends or big family that's always in the back, like it's honestly a great driving experience. It just ain't. It's just, yeah. Ryan, what is up, man? I see you in here. How's it going, bud? Dude, I wish I went to the Save show. Like, I regret not going and just driving out there that day just because it looks so much fun. It looks so much fun. There were so many people there. I didn't think that the thing would be that big. That obstacle course that Nico was doing in the Sequoia, that looks so good. I really regret not just driving out there real quick and doing it. But we did get a lot done around the house and cleaned up the house and stuff, and we've been maintaining it. I know it's only Tuesday, but there was a lot of stuff that we have been neglecting because we have been so busy. So it was nice just to stay home and do shit around the house. But man, that expo looked like so much fun, dude. But we will have a bunch of trips to do this year. That is for sure. Rolex, what is up? How's it going? Carl says, I just am undecided on, Marvin, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I know I answered your question, but I like to say thank you at the end of that. Thank you, man. Carl says, I'm just undecided on whether to get a Trail Hunter or spend less and get a TRD off-road and gradually mod it up. Aside from getting it sooner for content, would you have preferred a Pro or a Trail Hunter? No, I like the avenue that I went. The prices of the Pro and the Trail Hunter are just going to be super high. I weirdly, if Toyota is able to aim the Tacoma TRD Pro at like low 60s, that would be insane. But it's going to be expensive. It's going to be really expensive. And if it wasn't for content, I don't honestly know if I would buy a Tacoma, really, just because I feel like I would just have like a GMC AT4 or something like that. If I didn't have the YouTube channel, because I had a Silverado in the past and it was perfectly fine. But I don't know. I don't know what I would have if I didn't have the YouTube. But I don't regret doing this normal iForce at all. Yes, while it was expensive at $50, if you wanted to, build up your own truck, maybe without all those options and stuff, like you could get a Tier D off-road for like low 40s. It doesn't have to be that expensive. It just depends if you want all the bells and whistles and stuff too. But I mean, really, when you think about it, like the Trail Hunter, aside from the good suspension and like skid plates and stuff, it's really not coming with like a whole lot that you couldn't do, if not better, on the aftermarket scene. But the whole appeal to the Trail Hunter, though, is like you're getting a truck that you really don't have to do anything to. So like that's the buyer that Toyota is targeting with the Trail Hunter, is the individual that obviously has the money, and it's not worth their time to get the vehicle, source all the aftermarket parts, source a shop if that particular individual can't do it themselves, source a shop, pay for the labor, all that stuff, and then build your truck up into that. Some people love that. They love seeing the transition of their truck. Other people, they just want to buy it, do their work during the week, take their family out or take themselves out to do an overland trail or an off-road trail or go camping at a local campground or something like that with the truck and just have it done, right? That's the appeal of the Trail Hunter. So if you're fine spending your money, sourcing the parts, seeing your truck build up slowly, then I do not recommend the Trail Hunter at all. I don't recommend it at all. However, if you're the individual that just wants to buy a boom turnkey truck, most likely a truck that will hold its value really well, kind of like the Tier D Pro, and you just have everything ready from day one, then yes, I 100% recommend the Trail Hunter in that regard, right? But Yeah, I mean, for me, I don't think that I would ever, I don't know if I would ever buy a Trail Hunter. I would do a Tier D Pro though, just because a Tier D Pro just has that, I don't know, it just has like that pro-ness about it that you always kind of feel different driving it. And like other Toyota enthusiasts know, like, yo, that's a Tier D Pro. Like, that's so sick. And then you could still build up a Tier D Pro into something else. But the Tacoma Tier D Pro, like it has a lot of cool stuff on it for sure. That would be hard. The Tacoma Tier D Pro has a lot of stuff on it that would be really hard to duplicate aftermarket without spending some decent amount of money. The Trail Hunter, aside from like the very nice looking interior, you could get a lot of that stuff aftermarket. The snorkel, that would be a little bit difficult, right, for aftermarket people to finally come out with and stuff. But yeah. Is it cold? Is it still coldish in Florida? It is not, man. Even though I'm in a light jacket, right? It is 65 degrees right now with a high of 67. It was raining earlier when we were walking the dogs and stuff, but where I'm at, man, I think we're out of it because we are like all in the high 60s. This is like so bad you can't even see it. We're all in the high 60s and 70s. So I think we're out of it, man. We are out of the cold. And then where I want to move, it's already in the mid 80s. So 86, 79, 82, 85, 86, 81. God dang, that's freaking beautiful weather. Oh, love it. But right now too, I can't complain about the high 60s into the 70s. So it's very, very nice. And then I see that Jeff answered you, Woodok. I am very much behind, but it is all good. Chris says, any idea on the pricing and stuff? No, hopefully we should have it in April. That's when the drive event is, unless, Toyota drops it early like they did the Land Cruiser. But we should get all that information for you guys around that time. Toyota said that those trucks should be available around springtime, so April, May, June. And our drive event is around April. So hopefully all that information will come out for you guys then, and I can share it for you guys at that time. Ghosted, if you're still in here, I appreciate it, dude. I saw that you texted me, like, answer my question. But Jace, what is up, man? Again, if you guys want more Tacoma content, Jace is doing some stuff with his Tacoma. He's been a little absent on the YouTube, Jace, and you bring the content back, bro. But he's been busy, man. His Tacoma has been apart, window tinted, wrapped up on it, putting some bigger tires on that truck. He's broken some plastic pieces and trimmed pieces, so definitely go ahead and check Jace out. I've been waiting to see the Tacoma in the live streams. Bro, it's here. The ceramic coating is curing right now. Cavalry blue all the way. Yeah, dude. Cavalry blue is such a great color. I love it, man. It's so good. So good. All right, catching up. You guys are just kind of talking. I like when I get to scroll past stuff when you guys are talking. Like it makes me feel a little bit better and less stressed about how far behind we are in the comments. But at the same time, it gets a little quiet because I'm not talking. But I guess it's fine to not talk 24/7. Rodney, I'm not sure if you were in here when I explained it a little bit because I know that this question is a little bit older and we've done it a couple times and talked about it. But it says, what are you going to have Westcott Designs do with the Tacoma? Well, we're going to be doing a pre-collar kit with it. Going to be doing some sliders. Going to be doing a roof rack, most likely the bed stiffeners, and a couple other things that Jeff has not showed yet. So I'm not going to give all the information about what type of roof rack, what is going on in addition to the roof rack, what type of sliders I'm doing and stuff, but it'll be good. Jeff has been awesome. He's super excited for me to showcase the stuff. If you guys watched his video and Mark Brenner's video together, Jeff is just insanely passionate about his high quality work that his team does and his designs and everything too. So very, very excited for him to finally do stuff with the Tacoma. I've installed his ladder and a roof rack on the 4Runner, but it was like, older generation of stuff that he had a while ago. But it's very cool for something brand new to get in the eyes of people with what Jeff has going on. And we will also be doing wheels and tires there too. So I will be stepping away from Relations race wheels with this Tacoma. Maybe that's a breath of fresh air for people. I love RRW stuff. The owner at the company, Jack, is an awesome dude to work with and whatnot. We will still, I need to text him still, but we'll still be putting on the 18 monoforged wheels that he has for the Tundra. We'll still be putting those on the Tundra here soon, along with their upper control arms and stuff. But unfortunately for the Tacoma, with how the wheels are on it, like you really have to have a plus 25 or a plus 30 something offset with the Tacoma for the tires to not like just jet outside these wheels, the wheel arches and stuff. So I'm not sure what we'll be putting on the Tacoma yet or what color. I want to leave some stuff a surprise. Especially because Westcott Designs has done a couple underground Tacomas, right? Mine will be the first like Tier D off-road, I think, that they showcased. Like they just showcased SR5. Mark's was an SR5. I think one of the sports that they did was also in underground color. But yeah, super excited to get it out there to them for sure. Nathan says, I'm looking to get a Tacoma. I've been offered a used 23 Tier D off-road. Wanted to get your thoughts as I'm nervous to with the purchase. Thanks a lot and love to all. Heck yeah, man. Dude, you can't go wrong with it. I mean, even though that there were recalls for that Tacoma, like it's the last year that the 3rd gen was made. So literally everything that Toyota finally put up into those trucks will be in that truck. So if you get a good price on it, like go ahead. Don't be nervous. I mean, I guess be nervous. It's a big purchase and stuff. Money is definitely no joke for sure. But if you're still in here, I know that this question is a little bit older. Yeah, just send it. It's money, which definitely sucks. But just make sure you get a good deal. Shop around. Don't jump into it fast. If you can, you know, even honestly, like some dealers may have 23s still on their lots, and you could potentially buy a new one. There are dealers that still have 2023 Tacomas on their lots. So if you don't mind a road trip or something like that, or you find one a little further in your area potentially, you could probably get a pretty good deal on a 2023 that a dealership just wants to get away from for sure. JR says, congrats to all new Tacoma owners. I'd love to own one here soon, but my budget says enjoy my 23 4Runner first. Heck yeah. Go enjoy what you got, man. And when the budget allows, go for it. Or if you want to trade in the 4Runner for a Tacoma, like I'm sure that 4Runner won't really lose its value over time. The 4Runners really hold their value. Same with Tacomas. They hold their values too, which is nice, which a lot of people don't understand. They're kind of like, oh, well, I could get this Chevy for this much cheaper. Cool, bro. Buy the Chevy for that much cheaper. Like, if you want to enjoy the Chevy, go ahead. I ain't talking crap. But, like, when it comes to resale, unfortunately, Toyota still has, well, not unfortunately, I own them, so it's fine. Toyota just naturally has a higher resale value all the time. How long do you think the 24 Tacoma will last in miles? No idea. This one could crap out tomorrow. Like, I don't know. It's all untested. I mean, there's current Tundras, like 3rd gen Tundras, a 2022, which are plagued with the engine failing issues. It's a 2022 that has over 100,000 miles on it. So it just depends, man. Just depends. There's multiple 3rd gen Tundras actually with over 100,000 miles on them. Daniel says the Land Cruiser Hybrid with the 3rd row was an overseas spec. It was posted on Instagram. I tagged you in the post. Oh, bro, I hate how Instagram and yeah, Facebook and everything was freaking down today too. But let me see if I can see that. So you see, like when you log into Instagram, oh my gosh, bro, I was complaining about this and I don't even know when they updated it. Oop, hello, that's me talking. Shut up. So up top, they never used to have this on Instagram. I don't even know if you guys can see it, but it used to just always be like this. Just literally everything just thrown at a freaking board just like that. And like if someone said, hey dude, I tagged you, I have to go through all this stuff. Someone commented, these 10 people liked the photo, and it does it all individually for all different photos. But dude, up top, I have no idea how long this has been here. So since you said you tagged me in it, I can click tagged and look for the Land Cruiser. And I don't know when you tagged me in the post. Swell Runner talked to me, tagged me in a comment. Yeah, there's a lot here. I'm gonna have to search through that because now this stuff is like from 5 days ago. So I'm not sure when you tagged me in it because this is not showing up unless that particular person did not allow me to be tagged, I guess. I'm not sure. How long will the hybrid batteries last? I don't know, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. The nickel metal hydride batteries are supposed to last a pretty long time. Since the Trail Hunter already comes with I'm going to stand up a little bit, guys, because my legs are hurting. I need to move all this around real quick. Doing it live. All this stuff's in the way. There we go. Oh, holy crap, much better. Jeff says, since the Trail Hunter comes with a 2.5-inch lift, do you think that it will? Do you think that I will need to lift the truck even more to fit 35s, or will it be fine with the correct offset? To be honest, because that truck already comes with 33s on it, I think all you'll have to do is maybe just remove, at your own risk, the little crash plate that's in the back. And if you have solid offset with it, excuse me, I don't see why that truck wouldn't clear. Maybe a tiny bit of trimming. No, even with the Trail Hunter, they already have it pre-notched right there in the front. So I think, dude, I think you may be good with the Trail Hunter. That would be very interesting to see, but I think that you'll be pretty good with the Trail Hunter to fit like 35s if you really want to on that truck. Alex says, big fan, still driving my 06 Tacoma Limited V8. 127,000 miles on it. Alex, again, if you ever want to sell that truck, bluetrdyjohn@gmail.com. Let me know. Heck yeah, dude. That's so good. Although, again, when it comes to a 4th gen, I really want a white 09 TRD Sport 4-wheel drive V8. I just think that just looks so good. It just looks so good. Are you doing a break-in oil change? So again, like all vehicles, it may not be the popular opinion, but I will do the maintenance required on this truck as Toyota says in the manual. I'm not going to do any extra oil changes, not going to do any of that extra stuff. Just what Toyota recommends, honestly. Are you doing any trails in Washington State? I will not be heading to Washington State at all, unfortunately. It'll just be Arizona, California, most likely Utah, if I can get to cruise in Moab. But that's where, oops, my foot was on the truck. I don't want my foot to be on the truck. But that's most likely it as of right now. Oh, and nasty to the BFG questions. KO2s are 3 peak rated. So yeah, so still not 100% sure with the ones that come on this truck, but I guess KO2s are. So that's good to know. Woodok says, I still have my 2021 regular cab with 440,000 miles on it. Holy smokes. That is awesome. Yeah, that 2.7 was super solid. Stop talking about how nice the 4th gen is. I plan on waiting till 2025 to trade in my 20 off-road, and you're making it really difficult. You know what also doesn't help is that next year the prices will go up again. So I know that's not helping, but for everyone that says, oh, I'll wait 3-4 years for them to figure it out. I mean, just look at the Tundra. So like my Tundra, that white truck that I bought like 2.5 years ago, guys, almost 3 years ago now, that truck was almost as much as this, or this Tacoma is almost as much as that. So like imagine, 2-3 years from now, how much this freaking Tacoma is going to cost, unless there's a major world pivot correction, right? Where everything finally just happens, but it's just crazy. And I hope it doesn't for like value purposes, because it'd stink to just everyone's cars just tank. But like if that's the correction we need, for the crazy car market, but stuff has never really gone back down in price. Like it's always had a natural increase. It's just over the last couple of years, and it's just really, really gone up like a lot. Just joined. Has the fuel range been discussed? We have not yet. So I've discussed the fuel range in a couple of videos. The truck naturally like increases itself. So even though in my road trip video, and I failed to mention it, that like it was at 299, it's like, oh gosh, and it was like 300 and something miles to my house. I'm like, what the heck, dude? I have to fill up this Tacoma again like before I get home? But I didn't, because by the time I got home, like even though the truck said 290 something, and I think the distance to home, I can't remember, it's in the video, it said like 317. I still got home, and then the range said 40 miles left. So like it increased over time. So like if you really want to go the full range of the tank, it'll be close to 400 miles. But I really do wish that they still had a 22 gallon or bigger tank on this Tacoma. Ian says, John, Are you aware of the breakdown that TFL experienced with their TRD off-road? I am very aware. I've seen hundreds and hundreds of comments about it. And yes, I am aware. It sucks, man. But hey, it is what it is. They floored the truck while off-road. Something gave. Unfortunately, it happens. I'm not defending the truck or defending the driver. We'll figure out whatever happens in their future follow-up video. But it went viral, that's for sure. Sinister says, does the console eat at your knee? Seems higher or is tighter than the 3rd gen. No, I have so much leg room in this Tacoma, it's crazy. Center console doesn't eat at my knee. At least for me, I feel like they moved the seats over just a little bit for that. And I've honestly always rested my knee on the console on all vehicles. So for me, it's not an issue. But yeah, I haven't noticed that being an issue. Georgia says that I'm struggling with 24 colors. Originally wanted bronze oxide, and it appears to have a green tint. That it does. It's almost like kind of like how copper, like Statue of Liberty, right? Like that was like a copper back in the day, and now it has like obviously green or nickel or whatever it was. I think it was copper. I'm horrible. It does have like a greenish hint to it. Have you seen it in person? Thoughts? It's 100% right. It has like brown and some green hue to it for sure. I know my head's cropped out, guys, but I'm trying to stand up a little bit. But just like this underground color, when I first saw this underground color on that 4Runner at my local dealership, it only looked gray and then black. I was like, yeah, it looks fine on the 4Runner. Like it wasn't what I thought that it would be, but now owning it and seeing it on this Tacoma, how it changes blue, like a gray, kind of a black, like all in different light and stuff, it's grown on me a lot. So maybe that's how bronze oxide will be to you. Maybe you'll be like, oh, I kind of like the green to it. You never know. But I mean, if you have all the colors to choose from, like right in front of you, I know it's the complete opposite of bronze oxide, but supersonic red looks really good. I like that one. Even the silver, celestial silver looks good on these Tacomas. And I like underground. I just don't like how swirly it was. And then of course solar octane, but that's like really bright. And then another star from Marvin. Bro, appreciate you, dude. I know that this one's a little bit further behind than the last one. I apologize. I didn't get the notification. John, I'm scared to get the first model year, but I see the competition and they don't look as good as the Tacoma. First year buyer thoughts. Great content. Bro, freaking appreciate you, dude. Just helping pay this Tacoma, man. Thank you so freaking much. So here's my thing: is if you're scared to be an early adopter with the Tacoma, it has a warranty. It has a warranty, and while it does suck if something does happen and your truck is in the dealership for a while, hopefully the dealership will be able to provide you with an equal vehicle, especially if you need your truck for truck things for your job. So I've never understood, and I understand why, because people don't want stuff to break down, and I get that. But like, I've never understood the argument like, well, I don't want it to be a first year vehicle. It has problems. That's what a warranty's for. And you can always buy an extended warranty to be more than 100,000 miles and more than like 7 years and stuff. And you can keep buying into it to an extent. So like for me, like the fact that warranty is a thing, like I've never understood that, because as I mentioned a little bit earlier, if you wait 3 years, 4 years, let's say the MSRP goes up $500-600 a year because they add features to it or whatever, like in 4 years, you're talking another $3,000 for the same truck that, you know, you could have bought 3-4 years ago. So maybe I'm wrong about that. I don't know. I just personally never understood, and it's not just you, Marvin. Like I see it all the time in my comments, like literally almost every single day. Like, oh, that's first year problems. Like, yeah, I get it, and it sucks, but like I also have the truck now. You know, especially if the competition doesn't do it for you. But, you know, you never know. Maybe in 3 years when the Tacoma's like, hey, this is good, it doesn't have that many problems, maybe Chevy comes out with something brand new, or the new Ford Ranger is brand new, or Nissan revamps the Frontier again. Now that looks really appealing, but now you're back to the first year issues and stuff. So I don't know. It's very hard to kind of figure out which route you really want to go on that one. But yeah, I mean, for me, it's easy because it's content. If the truck is great, I let you guys know it's great. If the truck has a differential that blows up in the front, right? Obviously, that's good content. It stinks, publicity-wise for Toyota, like that sucks. But from a content perspective, I mean, TFL's video, dude, that thing almost has 500,000 views. Like that's very good exposure, unfortunately. Like, it's a blessing and a curse, right? It's a very good exposure for their channel to have potentially, you know, if let's say like only half of those were normal subscribers, right? I mean, that's 250,000 more people. And now also when their video, because Nasty says that they haven't done an update video for it yet, but when they do, the YouTube algorithm is going to push that to every single person that watched that initial video. So for me, content perspective wise, it don't make sense for me not to get the first year of the vehicle. But at the same time, you know, it is under warranty. I mean, everything that I've had issues with my Tundra so far, not so much this truck, because honestly, I really haven't had that many issues with this truck aside from the little bit of weather stripping again, right? But really, other than that, the truck's been pretty solid. And the seat and it was just the seat on this truck, the seat and the windows, I think, so far. And everything's been under warranty, right? The last truck, center console rattling, warranty. Windows, they couldn't figure those things out, but now we know it's the weather stripping and stuff. So, yeah. Can you test the Toyota Safety Sense 3.0 lane centering feature on the highway? Better than a Tesla. I've never been in a Tesla, but probably not better than a Tesla because all the autopilot stuff and it's a way more advanced system. But I did try it on my road trip back and it seemed to work. I call it like the poor man's Tesla because you always have to kind of put your hands on the steering wheel and be like, beep, beep, touch the steering wheel, beep, beep, like every once in a while. But it centers really, really well for Toyota Safety Sense 3.0. This is from a while ago. Holy crap. Wait, TRD John would rather... Oh, you must be catching up. Because I was going to say, I'm pretty sure I did that a while ago. Yeah, so when the crazy world was shutting down and we had no idea what was going on, right? Dealerships and manufacturers, I don't know if you guys remember this, but were fire selling cars because they're like, holy crap, the world's shutting down. People aren't going to buy cars. People can't drive places. We need to sell these cars. So I was this close to saying, yo, I'm just going to buy a truck right now because GMC for an AT4 or all their Sierras were doing 84 months, 0% financing, $10,000 off MSRP. In hindsight, holy crap, I was stupid not to buy that truck because what came after that a year and a half later where cars were overinflated, I could have flipped that truck and made probably like 20 grand on a freaking GMC, which never happens, right? Never ever happens. But instead, I bought a first gen Tundra to be, you know, kind of consistent with the channel with Toyota stuff, but a GMC AT4. So I'll tell you guys right now, my two guilty non-Toyota trucks would be a Chevy, or a Sierra Duramax AT4, just because they look sick, and a Ford Raptor, Raptor R. Those are like the two non-Toyota trucks that I would love to have. The Raptor is like a guaranteed in the future. I would love to have a Raptor at least sometime in the future or something like that, just to have. The only way that I would do a Duramax truck is if I actually needed it for like towing. I'm not just gonna buy a diesel just to have a big diesel truck. But yeah, I mean, man, like a Raptor is definitely one that I would like to do. The dealer offered a ceramic coat for the inside and outside of my Underground. I turned it down, but now I'm thinking I should get it done. So my thing is just price it out. Like if the dealership's offering it for free, I don't know, because nothing free has ever been like amazing, right? Especially like if they're detailing it and the detailer's not the best, he could do more harm than good because it's a very tedious process. They have to decontaminate the paint. They have to clay bar the paint. They have to paint correct the paint, put a panel cleaner down, make sure it's all good to accept the clay bar or the ceramic. So there's a lot that goes into it, honestly. So, I mean, depending on price, you may be better off just doing a local detailer, a reputable person. Not saying that dealerships aren't reputable. A lot of times their ceramics are just like some cheap spray. It's not like a high quality, actual ceramic that, is legitimate. But we have a couple more stars coming in. I appreciate you guys. We got Man Bear Stig. That's funny. With $2 donation. And then Dave from All Terrain Nation. Dude, we need to do this video. So he's going to be getting a Ranger Raptor soon. And he wants to see how that is versus my Tier D off-road. So that would be a pretty cool video if you guys want to go over to All Terrain Nation for all like truck stuff and off-road stuff and everything. But, he does specialize in Fords, which, we won't blame him here. But we have done live streams together in the past, and we need to do one again soon. But go ahead and check them out. Appreciate Man Bear Stig for the $2, bro. And Dave, thank you for the $2. I appreciate you guys. Need to go back to where we were at. Holy smokes, we are a little bit behind. All right, if I did not answer your question, I apologize. And now that we're catching a little bit up, if you guys want to ask it again, then go ahead. But I'm right here on Smoking Tiger. I'd be upset if I would buy a regular Tier D off-road and then the iForce Max opens up right after that. Yeah, so I mean, just keep in mind, if you're in the market for a Tacoma right now, but you want the iForce Max, you just gotta wait till like April, May time frame, I think. Maybe a little bit longer. We'll see. Killer says, Tier John, do you think that the Trail Hunter will have better parts in the drivetrain? So it has a bigger rear end and stuff. All the hybrids have a little bit beefier of components, certain components and stuff. But for the most part, a lot of stuff under this Tacoma is the exact same as the hybrids that are supposed to, withstand the torque and everything too. Ryan says that Jeff's a hell of a guy. Excited to see what he's got coming for my 4th gen, and that you guys also had a good time at the Save Expo, dude. Man, I wish I went. But yeah, he's awesome, man. He's so enthusiastic about all this stuff, which I absolutely love. And you have to love what you do, and that dude definitely loves what he does. MGM4 Runner says, hey, John, what do you think about a spacer lift as opposed to a true lift? Looking to add some height on my 4Runner venture. Love the content. Keep it coming. So spacer lift is definitely more of a budget way to go about it. Obviously, keep that in mind. You get what you pay for, right? If you are going to do a more of a spacer lift, I would always recommend Westcott Designs pre-collar lift, because while it's kind of like a spacer lift, it's still maintaining that OEM kind of style of a ride, and it's not just putting a ton of stress on the suspension and your components by shoving that shock strut down just to achieve a higher lift. So it's a tiny bit more money than a spacer, but if it's really just temporary and you just want to see how the vehicle is, maybe fit some bigger tires, and then let's say in 6 months or so to a year, you want to do an actual suspension lift, then maybe you could get by with just a quick little spacer lift. But for me, I will always recommend this, and Jeff is okay with me saying this, is if you have the money, I would always recommend a full suspension lift all the time instead of a pre-collar lift, instead of a spacer lift. I would always recommend a full suspension lift, because you're going to get the best ride experience. You're going to get the lift at the same time too. Just be careful with how high you go, because then, suspension turns into upper control arms and all that stuff too. So just do your research before really pulling the trigger. Jay says, you better not, John. Relations race wheels all the way. I'll be running plus 12 offset from them. Bro, man, I really want to, but Jace, you're gonna see, man. It's gonna poke out so far. And if you like that look, then go for it, bro. But it pokes so far. It's gonna poke very, very far. Especially if you're putting the tires, and I'm not gonna ruin it for the people, but especially if you're putting the tires on it that you want to put on it, it's gonna poke out so far. Yeah, plus 12 to plus 35 is the perfect specs for the Tacoma. Yeah, even I've seen Tacomas with plus 25s with a 35 by 12.5, and that probably sticks out at least 2.5 to 3 inches. Plus 25 is maybe 2 to 2.5 inches from the fender wells too, man. I don't know. Positive 12 may be good, and especially I think you got a 8-inch wheel, so really it's kind of acting like a plus 18, but yeah, it's going to be out there, man. But I can't wait to see it. Regardless, I can't wait to see it. Ryan says, would you get a 24 Tacoma off-road with the black roof, or is that exclusive to the Pro? The black roofs are exclusive to the Pro, but you can definitely wrap it. People have wrapped their black roof before, and it's super simple, and it looks really good. I like the Pro look. MJ says, I just saw a plus 35 offset. Looked good from Westcott Design. Yeah, that SR5 that he did, basically kind of that look is at least like the height and the tires that we may be going for on this one. It looks really clean. It looks really good. Moore says, do you think a 25 4Runner will still be the 5th gen? It seems like Toyota should have shown a new 4Runner by now, with production starting in the fall. We shall see. So I'm not 100% sure. We have seen, the spy photos and stuff, and it seemed like the truck was pretty far together, not Frankenstein. So in my gut, I want to say that we will see a new 4Runner for the 2025 model year, but nothing is confirmed yet. We haven't seen any teasers from Toyota. I'm not sure if they're gonna do the Sequoia effect where they just drop the Sequoia on us, right? There were no real teasers for the Sequoia. We saw spy photos of the Sequoia, but there were no teasers of the Sequoia. Not really sure how Toyota is gonna go about that for the 4Runner, but either way, we've seen the spy photos and stuff. Car and Driver said that it was the new 6th gen, so it seems like we'll get it. I'm not holding my breath, but at the same time, I'm still super excited. And I would love at least one teaser. Maybe two, but don't drag it out or anything like that. Just give us a teaser, let us know it's coming. Maybe give us a month, hey, expect it this time, and then we can all get hyped up about it, and we know it designated this is no crap when it's going to get released, and then just call it a day. That would be really cool. Asa says, any idea of the offset of the stock TRD wheels? I like the black machine look. Jeff told me they're plus 60 offset. How's the ride on your new Tacoma off-road, especially compared to the 3rd gen or other trucks in that segment? Comfortable enough for a daily driver or road trips? 100% comfortable enough for a daily driver. So I told you guys in the past, of all the keys in my key drawer, I always grab the Tundra's keys versus the 4Runner, or my old Tacoma as well, the 3rd gen. Now that I have this set of keys in the drawer, I will always grab the Tacoma. I love driving this Tacoma. It's not because it's new either. It just drives really well, and it's smaller than the Tundra, and I just enjoy driving it. But I appreciate everyone in here right now. We're still answering some questions, so I appreciate you guys. But if you guys do dip out to go do whatever other stuff you need to do for your night, if you guys could leave a thumbs up before you leave, I appreciate it. And we have Rev Nation up in here, says, Tacoma or your 4Runner TRD Pro, can only keep one. Dude, thank you so much for the $2. I appreciate it. That one's easy. 4Runner. I can go buy, maybe not right now, right? Because of the whole QC hold. But if I sold this Tacoma in 5 months, I could buy another one, no problem. Different color, maybe some different options, give you guys different content. The 4Runner though, yes, I could go and buy another 4Runner TRD Pro if I really want, but that one's just special to me. You can't buy another Cavalry Blue 4Runner TRD Pro unless you only want to buy a 2018. There's not that many. There's usually, when I look online, there's maybe 2 or 3 for sale at a time in the whole entire United States. Very rare vehicle. I really do like my 4Runner. It's a freaking tank. And yeah, that question is super easy. I would sell this Tacoma tomorrow and keep my 4Runner just because I love that thing so much. But I enjoy driving this more. It is nice, modern tech, modern powertrain. It feels better to drive. But at the end of the day, if I, gun to my head and I had to pick one, this Tacoma is adios, and the 4Runner would stay. So I appreciate the $2, man. And then you also said $53,000 for a SR5 Tacoma here. Get out of here. That is ridiculous. No way. That can sit on the lot. That can sit on the lot, man. How was the manual transmission when you test drove a vehicle? It was good. I'm not a big fan of the manual transmissions, just because I'd rather drive an automatic. No need for a manual if it's not a sports car, in my opinion. But it was good. It was definitely drivable. I like the intelligent manual transmission portion of it, where it would rev match for you and stuff. Kind of cool. But I would pick an automatic personally all day. I don't need a manual in the truck. And this automatic transmission of this Tacoma is so good. Like people went for the manual of the old Tacoma just because they didn't want to like tune it, and the powertrain or the transmission wasn't the best in the last one, always like shifting and stuff all the time. But the automatic in this one is just so much better. It's so good. Freddie says, why do you recommend the Platinum Tundra over the TRD Pro? So I recommend the TRD Pro if you want a truck that's going to hold its value more than the Platinum. But I recommend the Platinum because it's a little bit cheaper than the TRD Pro, and you get way more features on the inside. It feels a little bit more luxurious, less plasticky in certain areas than the Platinum. And you can also get a TRD off-road now in the Platinum. So you get all the fancy schmancy off-road features and everything that you would get on the TRD Pro too. Sonny, appreciate it, dude. Thank you so much for the $3. Man, you guys are on the donations tonight. Like, this is incredible. You guys are so freaking great. 2.4 liter engine tuning in the Tacoma and Grand Highlander. Is it the same? I don't think it's the same, just because the Tacoma is more for a truck application. And even when I was doing the powertrain walk around with the powertrain engineer, Craig, only, I believe, 53 or 54% of this engine is a carryover from those other vehicles, because they had to replace other components to allow it to be more of a truck duty kind of an engine for this. So different turbos, different stuff for the engine. So most likely different tuning and mapping, and obviously gearing and stuff too for this truck. Whereas the Grand Highlander, the engine is mounted this way horizontally and stuff, front wheel drive. In this Tacoma, it's actually positioned this way laterally with it, and it's an inline system because it's a rear wheel drive truck. So I don't know 100%, but I am going to go out on a limb and say that it is not the same at all as the Grand Highlander. Maybe some things are somewhat close to it, but yeah. All right, gonna skip a couple other questions. If we get a little bit caught up, you guys can re-ask your questions. But I got Ronald here that says, wait, what is the price will rise again? My lease ends in 2025, and I'm going for the GX Overtrail. So if that happens, I'll stay with my Tacoma TRD Sport 4-wheel drive. Yeah, I mean, naturally prices, they unfortunately go up every year. So it may not jump up crazy. Maybe it will kind of like go slow, hopefully, because the rate of inflation has slowed down. It just shafted all of us like in the last couple of years, but it's slowing down a little bit. JT says, what are you looking at for wheels and tires and offset wise? I'm hoping that Stealth Customs gets the Raise 10 set up for 2024. That'd be sick, dude. I'm telling Jeff to surprise me, but at the same time, kind of gave him some guidelines where I want this Tacoma to look, right? Like I'm still super thankful that he's willing to do stuff to my truck. I'm gonna work hard and make content on it and everything for him and stuff too. So I'm like super thankful that he's doing stuff to my truck, but I still gave him somewhat of guidelines because like at the end of the day, I have to like live with the truck and I don't want it to be just crazy. So I'm wanting this truck to be more functional than me just saying like, oh, I put 35s on my truck and it's lifted this high. Like I want the truck to be functional. I want the wheels to be able to tuck nicely into the wheel well. I don't want the tires to be like super far out on the truck, me just personally. So even though like it's cool to be like the first with some things with the truck, like I want this new Tacoma to be like functional over looks, if that makes sense. That may not be the popular thing, you know, it won't have the biggest wheels on Instagram or tires or whatever. It may not like look the absolute coolest with, you know, the front bumpers and this and that, but like, I want the truck to be functional. I want the truck to be functional, and I want to use this truck. I don't want to go on a road trip with this truck and hate it because the tires are too big and it gets like 5 miles a gallon. Like I don't want that with this Tacoma. So it's going to be very, very functional. Any items, Brad says, any items in the new Tacoma that you wouldn't want to see passed on to the new 4Runner? The exact same interior. That is what I don't want to see in the new 4Runner. So any of the items, the whole dash. I want the 4Runner to look like its own vehicle. I don't want it to be a carbon copy like the Sequoia's interior is to the Tundra. The fact that the Sequoia looks a little bit different on the outside is fine, even though the doors are the same and stuff. I get it. But like the rest of the Sequoia, it looks like its own vehicle. And then when you get on the inside of the Sequoia, you're like, dude, this looks just like a Tundra. So I know that Toyota is going to make the 4Runner look cool. The 4Runner has always looked cool except for the 4th gen, but you lift the 4th gen and put, you know, some aftermarket parts on it, it looks great. But for the most part, Toyota has always knocked the design of the 4Runner out of the park. And I just hope that they just really don't mess up, one, the design and fail us, and two, I just really hope that the interior is not literally a carbon copy of the Tacoma. It's never been. The 4Runner and Tacoma have shared, you know, some similar things, but they have never been a carbon copy of each other, except for the powertrains of the 2nd gen Tacoma, right, with the 4-speed or with the 5-speed trans and the 4.0. Like that was the same, but the rest of the truck was different. So I really, really hope that it's unique. Aside from that, if they put the same 4-cylinder in it, I don't really care. I mean, a 4-cylinder is nothing new to the 4Runner. They had it all the way up until the 4th generation. The 4th generation was the first generation that a 4-cylinder was not offered on the 4Runner. So it drives well. But yeah, that I just don't want it to be the exact same as the Tacoma. Smoking Tire says, mine is coming with Predator steps, Tier D off-road upgrade package, audio upgrade, blacked out badging, exhaust tip, etc. Not totally loaded, but pretty fully loaded. And $52K and up seems high. Yeah, because this truck is a premium, and it was $53K. So you're not getting the Softex seats, the ventilated seats or any of that stuff. So, but they did put Predator steps on it, which is like $600, which mine doesn't have. Blacked out badging, which is, no offense, bro, but like it's a ripoff because all they do is put a blackout badge right here and then tailgate inserts in the back. The rest of the badging, like the badging on the side of my truck, is already black because it's a Tier D off-road. So they charge like $300 and something for that, which is just wild. And then yeah, exhaust tip is like another 70. So I mean, of port installed options, I mean, it's probably a couple $1,000s worth of stuff. But the lack of rear seat storage is making me hesitant to wait on an iForce Max model. Prices for a Tier D Pro and Trail Hunter are definitely going to be over 60. I 100% agree with that, which is mind blowing. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy for sure. And this is true too. Yeah. Some people just like the new. But I mean, people, you know, naturally hold on to vehicles for like 3 to 4 years. But yeah, I think even with phones, people are not like buying the newest of new lately just because there's like really no innovation. I think though right now we're in a time with cars where cars are starting to get a little bit more tech and more innovation to where it's nice to have it and more efficient and stuff. But I feel like there will be a time where it starts to kind of fall off again to where the cars have kind of hit their peak for a little bit until like that next revolutionary thing comes for cars, I think. Jay says, are you excited to hit 100,000 subscribers? Dude, I am. I hope it comes within the next couple months. It should, after April, I think if we don't hit 100K by the end of March, we're definitely going to hit 100K by April because there's just so much content happening from both the whole road trip with this Tacoma if I'm able to go to Cruise Moab, Tacoma drive stuff, Land Cruiser drive stuff, other Toyota vehicles that will be there for driving event purposes as well, that don't do the best on the channel, but like it'll still be content for those cars as well. And then obviously, you know, we've already seen the 4Runner stuff happening. So if we get teasers from Toyota and stuff, and I say, hey guys, subscribe if you want to see this car in the future or whatnot, we may get some new subscribers from that too. So we're growing at like, I think every 30 days, let me go to my analytics real quick. Every 30 day, or YouTube does it in 28 days. So subscribers are up actually a little bit more. So in the last 28 days, we've gained 2,500 subscribers. So if we stay at that momentum, then we will be at 100,000 subscribers by the end of April. But I have a gut feeling that that may jump during our time going into April, especially as we start doing more vloggy stuff with the Tacoma and all the off-road stuff that we're gonna do and everything as well. I'll do this question first. Land Cruiser price reveal was shocking to me too. Yeah, it was, honestly, it wasn't that bad until you put the premium package on the normal Land Cruiser, which still wasn't horrible, but it was still up there. And then the first edition. The first edition was honestly very shocking to me. I did not expect it to be that much. I thought it was going to be like 68, 69, like low 70s, almost mid 70s. That's kind of, that was very shocking. David says, any thoughts on the Tundra engine failures? I have no idea. Like, it's crazy because like it only seems to be Tundra. I have not seen any Sequoia engine failures, and it's the same engine. I have not seen any LX600 really engine failures. I don't understand why it's just the Tundra. I have no idea. It's kind of crazy. But I still believe it's still isolated to early models of it where the engine was casted poorly and it has contaminants inside the engine. But sometimes, weirdly too, on our Facebook page, there's people with like 2024s that have issues. So I'm not sure if it's, I know a big bulk of it is isolated to earlier models, but yeah. Yo Andre says, another YouTuber posted system malfunction error with his 4th gen Tacoma. Did you hear about this issue? I did see his video pop up and I watched it briefly. It seems to be electronics or something, not talking with the vehicle, but it seems like he was able to drive it and it didn't put the truck into limp mode, which is nice. But yeah, very strange, very strange. Knock on wood. Knock on wood, because I'm about to take this truck on a long road trip, so hopefully she's good. Baja Overland says, the Raptor is the only one I would buy outside of Toyota. Yeah, I know that we are, and you guys don't like me saying this, we're about 20 minutes behind on questions and stuff. But yeah, the Raptor, I have loved the Raptor ever since it first came out. It was just so cool. And then the Gen 2, that redesign just looked so good. And then these current Gen 3s just look even better. I just like the Raptor. It's a Ford, John. I don't care. It looks sick. It's just so cool. It's just like a wild truck. I really like the Raptor. And you know a truck that's like, I wouldn't even consider it a truck, but it's like really growing on me, is the Cybertruck. I don't know why, but like so he's a wild card. And if you guys have families and stuff, it may not be a channel to watch with family. But Danny Duncan, that dude he got a Cybertruck and he has like a couple Teslas and stuff, and all of his Teslas, he puts like big, huge bull horns on it and stuff. So he got his Cybertruck and he put these massive bull horns like on the hood. He just freaking drilled it straight into the truck. And he was off-roading out in the desert with it and like drifting the truck around, and like Heavy D from Diesel Brothers and stuff, Heavy D Sparks, he just put his Cybertruck, he wrapped it in camo and put it on tracks, and like just it's one of those things where like the Cybertruck stock looks bad, but like when people wrap it in like a gloss black or a matte black, or like I've seen some in olive, and they lift them, put bigger tires on them, it starts to look cool. And I just think it looks like just so crazy, but I just really like the Cybertruck for some reason. It just looks so cool. Michael says, and sorry if you're gone, Michael, I know the question is a little old. Are those relation race wheels good quality? I feel like a lot of content creators had gotten affiliate slash sponsors with them, and it's hard to tell if they're genuinely good. Any other brands are genuinely good? Are other brands like Method better? I don't know if Method is better, but I may be putting that on this Tacoma, and I could tell you if it's better or not. But one thing, I can't speak for other people, right? But I like to be as authentic as possible. And even if stuff is sponsored, and you guys can believe this or not, I really don't care. I speak the truth. Even if stuff is sponsored, and if I don't like the product, I won't put the video out or post about it until like I figure out how to go about it with the person that sponsored the product, if that makes sense. So like if I have an issue with a product, I'm not gonna put the video out just to make money. That's like super crappy to do. And if I sell $10,000 worth of product and I get kicked back 10% and I make $1,000 and 40 people bought the product or whatever, right? Or let's say whatever, 1,000 people buy the product, 1,000 people now call me a liar. That spreads like wildfire just because I try to make money. So I like to stand behind stuff that I am actually genuinely happy about. Of all the wheels that I have tried aftermarket wise, and it hasn't been that much, so keep that in mind, the Relations race wheels have been good. The only thing that I don't like, and I have touched on it on my Instagram, I haven't made like a specific dedicated video, and it was like this with some of the wheels that I used in the past, like VTX and stuff, is the lug nuts used, if you crank them on and off like several times and the black paint of them nicks a little bit, they start to like have a little bit of rust, surface rust on them. And I live in a very salty environment. It's not good for rust. But aside from that, like the wheels, the mono forged wheels that I have on my Tundra have been super solid. They're not flaking or chipping or anything like that. I did run into a curb or into a pole on a drive-through and it nicked the wheel a little bit, right? But I literally ran a truck into a pole. Thank God it was the wheel and the tire, not my quarter panel of the truck. But I've had no issues with those. They weigh like 17 pounds, 18 pounds. They are a little bit expensive for those. But I mean, honestly, like for the price and the sale that Relations Race Wheels runs, they are some of the better wheels out there, I feel, than a lot of others for the price. And there's usually a good amount in stock all the time. I like that they have their protection rings and stuff to really protect the wheels themselves, which is pretty nice. And I mean, I know it's a combination of tires and wheels when you go to balance the tires and stuff when they're fully mounted, but they've never been significantly off and like bad weight and stuff and make vibrations as I'm driving. So it is hard to tell because there are, not talking crap, and I know I've ranted on about this for a little bit, but there are content creators out there is if you put a free product in front of them, they will talk it up. They will talk it up because it's the best thing since sliced bread, when really it's like, bro, it's another freaking one of these things, right? Like this CarLink kit that I did, and it was not sponsored because they didn't pay me. All I had was an affiliate link with it. But like I talked about this in the recent video because it actually worked. It was snappy, it was good. This one right over here that I'm about to just throw in the trash, the magic box, this did not work. I talked about it, how I was gonna try it out for you guys in a video and stuff. It was super glitchy, it didn't work, and I had people ask, John, do you recommend it? No, I didn't. It was glitchy for me. I reached out to the company, I let them know like, hey guys, this was glitchy. I can't, talk to my people about it. They're like, oh, you could just post the video. I was like, no, if I post the video, I'm saying people don't buy this, and they haven't gotten back to me. So I don't recommend this because they haven't gotten back to me. And the CarLink one, I recommend because it was good. The person was very communicative the whole time that I talked to. So it's like, and since I posted that video, I've had 4 emails from other companies like, try our AI box, try this one. It's like, no, because you guys can't even articulate an email with, proper English and stuff. And like, I like your channel. You did this good. It's like, you don't even watch my channel. You just saw that I had that because your AI told you I did. So sorry about the rant. And I know there's other questions since then, but yeah, it's hard. It's really, really hard. I think you just have to honestly really watch a creator and see if they truly recommend a product. Honestly, it is really hard and it does stink sometimes, but just know everything that I showcase you guys, some stuff I, may be like, this is cool, but there's other options. And that's why I never really fall into like a contract, like really with a company to like only run their stuff, like with the Relations race wheels. Unfortunately, there's not the type of offset that I would like to run on this truck that they currently have. And when I talked with the company about that, be like, I would really like to run your guys' stuff on the Tacoma, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to, just based on what I've seen and everything too. And they're like, yo, if you have to run another wheel, go ahead. We will reconvene in the future when we make one for the Tacoma. And I love that because they're open to it as well. So that alone makes me really want to recommend a company like Relations Race Wheels as well, because they're like, hey, if we don't have what's good for you right now, like we will make it, because they have to make that wheel offset for all future Tacoma owners. And they're like, and once we have it, you can showcase it if you want and let people know that we have that offset. So I 100% recommend Relations Race Wheels. I've had no issues with them. Love them on my Tundra, my white Tundra. Love them on my current Tundra. I had some on the 4Runner, and then the ones that I have over there that I had on the last truck too. Freaking rad. So sorry I went off on that tangent, but I just want people to know, like, there are a lot of people out there that just only push product just to push product. But Chris, what is up, dude? I'm amazed by the fact that you've been on this for nearly 2 hours and there are still people joining in. Great work, sir. You know what it is, if you're still in here, Chris, is the shiny freaking Tacoma behind me. That is why people are still in here right now, is because of this beautiful Tacoma right behind me. So guys, this is Chris. I'm not sure if he's going to be posting a lot to his YouTube channel about his detailing, but Chris is the one who you guys will see in the Tacoma video probably this weekend when that one goes live, talking about the whole ceramic coat and paint correction and everything that Chris did. But yeah, dude, almost 2 hours and we're still over 100 people. I appreciate everyone, man. True, sorry I'm late. What's up? All good, dude. All good. Rev Nation, I'm gonna have to check out your channel, dude. I feel bad, but there's just so many people that come in and out of YouTube, but I'm gonna need to check out your channel because you're commenting a lot and the dono. I appreciate it. I shot a video on that $53,000 SR5. Check it out when you have some time. I definitely will. If they get rid of the rear window function, I'm not buying a new 4Runner. I agree. If you guys want to see another YouTuber, I guess, doing Tacoma stuff or Toyota stuff, it seems like Rev Nation is very Toyota focused based on some things. Go check out their channel. I'm going to check it out after this too, to see that video of a $53,000 SR5. That's wild. Sonny says Toyota has to get really creative to give meaningful separation between the 4Runner and the new Land Cruiser. I think that they will, honestly, because the Land Cruiser is very like GX-esque. I think that they're automatically going to do that. I personally don't think that the 4Runner will really follow the Land Cruiser that much. So hopefully those are very distinct. My main concern is just how close it's going to be to the Tacoma. I could do that too, talking about subscribers, just bonsai the Tacoma and just like break something. You never know. You're like, hey guys, if you want to figure out what happens, subscribe. Yeah, so the crazy thing with YouTube, and it's my job, but like it's not my life. Well, it's my life, I guess, because it is my main job along with other things. But like it is a very big focus, and it has great potential. But I don't care about being like ultra famous. I would rather it just stay, and this isn't me limiting my future, because I would rather do collaborations with companies that bring in more exposure for that and stuff. And like I would rather grow bigger in other ways by like word of mouth and like, did you see John's channel because of this or that or whatever. Like I just don't want to like grow to 1 million subscribers and like only care about that sort of analytics, if that makes sense. So, but what I'm getting at is like the way YouTube is now doing stuff is when I look at my analytics, like half the people that watch the videos are subscribed, and the other like returning viewers, people that just keep watching the videos and stuff, they're not subscribed, but they keep watching videos. And again, I'm guilty of this too, because when I load up YouTube on my phone, there's people in there of videos that I've watched in the past and stuff that I'm still not subscribed to, but I know that they'll show up on my phone, especially the shorts feed. Like I don't subscribe to anyone from the shorts feed, but I know it's always there, if that makes sense. So YouTube is like really getting away from the actual subscriber number, but they will still feed your content to people. So I just want the play button. That's all I want to put in my office. If we literally hit 100,000 subscribers and stay there for the rest of the channel, but like we still hit the view goal that I want to hit. Like I want to maintain 2 million views a month. I want to maintain 2 million views a month and push higher than that, right? But if we have that good core audience, that's all I care about is like just having that consistent core audience. That was a roundabout way to say that. But yes, if I destroy something with the Tacoma, I'm sure that we will grow the subscribers fast. And I am like once this Tacoma is out of the garage and I'm able to take it outside and Chris and I do all the photos and stuff, a video that I will be recording this week. So we got multiple videos. We have the ceramic coat video and everything with this truck. I have 5 things that I don't like about the Tacoma in my 2 weeks of ownership with it, and 5 things that I do like, but it will obviously be titled 5 things I hate about my Tacoma, because that will allow people to click on it. Because again, everyone likes the bad in things, but not the good, but it will be 5 and 5. And also we're gonna take the 37s off the Tundra. I know there's been creator that has done this before. His video went mega viral, which is awesome. But my setup is a little bit different on my Tundra than what Mark had on his Tundra. I'm an 11.5-inch wide tire. So we will be putting the 37s from my Tundra onto the Tacoma. And then we will start the road trip, go out to the West Coast, to Westcott Designs, do all the stuff there, install everything, go off-roading with some boys out in the desert in California. That'll be a lot of good content. Come back to Florida, post all that stuff up for you guys. Then we have like some Tundra install stuff to do. I have 4Runner install stuff to do. And then go back out to the West Coast again to do Tacoma drive stuff, Land Cruiser drive stuff. And yeah, so again, at the end of April, I don't see why, unless again, YouTube doesn't push, hey, subscribe to this guy, because YouTube isn't pushing subscriber stuff. I don't see why we won't be at 100,000 by the end of April, or even like close to April. Test K and then engine filter, it will change your life. Maybe. Oh, engine air filter. Yeah, I'll see if they have one for the Tacoma, because I want to hear a little bit more turbo whistle. How's the noise inside the cabin of the Tacoma? Silent compared to the Tundra. I just drove the Tundra. We went to our chiropractor appointment, dude. I just drove the Tundra. Holy wind noise. Like, it's crazy. And I don't know if it's me because I lifted the truck or what, but like at 20 miles an hour, and it's the new window seals too, so I know that that is a culprit, but at 20 miles an hour, it's just like the window's cracked. It's like, it's bad, dude. I don't freaking get it. It's like to the point where I want to take the truck in again, but then like if I take the Tundra in again for new window sills because the sills are so bad because they're making wind noise, then I run the risk of the new sills that they put in, it making the like, so, whatever, I'm over it. John says, hey, from Sacramento, California. What's up, John? Got a 23 Tundra. You're the John on the West Coast, and I'm the John on the East Coast with the 23 Tundra as well. Bond says, 4Runner 2025, skip the new Land Cruiser. What do you think? I think if you're a 4Runner fanboy, get the 4Runner over the Land Cruiser, and it may be cheaper as well. It should be actually significantly cheaper. I feel like the 4Runner is going to hopefully start around the same price as it does right now. Honestly is what I'm hoping. Michael says, I appreciate your honesty and looking out for your viewers. Heck yeah. You have to, because if you lie to your viewers, they're gone. Like, they're gone. And I just touched, again, too, like having that core audience and stuff. Like, if you lie to your viewers, they're gone. They're gone and they're never coming back, and word will spread. So there's no reason to lie to your viewers when like they make or break you. There's no point. Like, just what's What's pushing a product to my viewers to make a quick buck and then they're gone forever? Like that doesn't make sense. And I don't know why celebrities get wrapped up with that. I don't know why people do stupid stuff just to make a quick buck that just like kills them. Like it's so detrimental to do stuff like that. I don't understand why people think that way. It's so stupid. It's so crazy. How's the build quality on the new rig? Honestly, it's pretty good. There is one like thing with the back door that is making a ticking noise, and I don't know if it's because I still have a bunch of crap under the seats from when they sold the Tacoma to me, so I need to like clear all that stuff out because there's just crap all up under there. So I need to clear that out and then drive it again. But there's something like ticking in the back door, like just if you go over a bump, it's like tick, tick. I'm like, what the heck is that? And it just sucks because like when I drive vehicles, I just listen for that stuff and I just need to stop and just enjoy driving it. But I want to see if there's any creaks or rattles or anything like that for you guys for that question. But aside from that little thing, the Tacoma is very solid so far. Michael says that I hope that they make a Cybertruck into an SUV form. I would for sure get one. Don't have to be worried about the door dings, rock chips, very small accidents. Yeah, that truck's ridiculous. The only thing you have to worry about is your fingers and stuff. Throttle House, amazing YouTube channel. You guys should check out Throttle House. And they put like a carrot in the front of the Cybertruck and it shut it and it like chopped the carrot in half. Like that could be someone's finger. And other people have cut themselves on the doors of the Cybertruck. That truck's wild. Like the fact that it passed DOT standards, I have no idea. Like it's just absolutely crazy. But yeah, an SUV version of it, like kind of like Rivian did with the R1T and the R1S. If there's just like a cyber SUV or a cyber whatever, that would be pretty cool. All right, last few questions because we have been on for 2 hours. Keon says, waiting for a solid axle swapped 2024 Tacoma. Stay tuned. Shut up, Jace. You ain't doing that. He is planning on a long travel kit, though. SAS would be too much to deal with. I was going to say, you ain't no balls. That'd be crazy, though. Honestly, though, I see it happening in the future. If, you get a truck like this, right? Maybe that would be a cool, like build series video in the future. Like when I have that giant barn and stuff and I get more into actual video content of me working on my vehicles and stuff, like getting deep into them and learning stuff about it. Like that's how I want to buy an FJ, is like a Copart auction FJ, one that's like completely wrecked or something like that, and just build it back up. But to be honest, like a 4th gen Tacoma, what I see happening with a SAS swapped one or whatever is if you find a front end collision one where like the whole front end's bad and the control arms are all bad, all that stuff's gone anyways, right? And to do a front axle swap, you're gonna probably put bigger tires on it, so you're gonna want to fiberglass the whole front end anyways. So like that would be a perfect donor for that. So I see someone 100% doing that in the future, and that'd be crazy. The rear roll down window is better for overlanding if you put a ladder in the 4Runner, 100%. I mean, people that do it on the Sequoia and they put the ladders and everything on there, that's cool, but now you can't open that back hatch. Like that is literally the reason. Well, it's just cool to have it for the 4Runner, but as the 4Runner evolved into this overland rig, it just makes so much sense to roll that window down because a lot of people have a whittle ladder in the back, and it just makes sense because you could still access your cargo area if you want to, or if you have dogs, anything like that. It's really, really nice. Daniel says, any plans on going to Overland Expo this year? I would like to go to Overland Expo East. I may go out to West, depending if I just leave my truck out there. I may just be leaving this Tacoma out there this whole time, it seems like, just because there's so much stuff going on out in the West Coast, which is the reason why I want to live part of my life in Arizona. So much stuff going on out in the West Coast. Keith, what up, man? I'm doing some late night CAD and listening to the live stream in the background. Heck yeah, dude. That is awesome. Yeah. So guys, if you watched in my Tundra video, the billet tie downs and everything for the truck bed, we're going to be doing that stuff and on this Tacoma, which I think is very warranted for the Tacoma, especially at the price, and also having the bougie automatic tailgate and all that stuff. So we're going to be putting some nice tie down points, billet tie down points in the back of the Tacoma, and also like the D-ring stuff too, which will look really, really good back there. Kyle says, John, thanks so much for the content. Maybe I missed it, but any word on how much more of a lift the 24 Pro has compared to the new off-road and 3rd Gen Pro? I think that the 4th Gen Pro is 2 inches taller, or it may just be 1.5 inches taller than this TRD off-road, or it may be taller than the SR5. I can't remember exactly. I would have to go back and look on the Toyota press release on how much taller the Pro actually is than that stuff. And I believe it's about 1 inch taller than the old Pro as well. It is wider too. The track is a bit wider because the fender flares on the Pro, they actually stick out like another inch compared to this Tier D off-road. And 100%, I didn't want to get political, but the Cybertruck passed all the DOT tests because it's electric and better for the environment. Exactly. Have you seen that video too, Jace, of the Rivian? It because it's so heavy. Like, that's the bad thing about all these electric vehicles, is just how heavy they are, and it just plowed through those water barricades and stuff like that on the road. But Jace, have a good night. Everyone, man, have a great night. We've been on for a couple hours, so I appreciate everyone. That was a very fast 2 hours, honestly. That really flew by. But guys, I appreciate everyone watching today. And if you guys were on and popping in and you didn't hear me talking about it, we are going out west to Westcott Designs with the new Tacoma. Most likely leaving this weekend, heading out there, and going to get fully built up. It's going to look sick. I can't wait for the transformation. I wanted to keep the truck stock a little bit longer than we did, but it's just perfect timing with everything, and we get to enjoy it. And it's not going to be over the top. It'll still be relatively stock to an extent, and we're just going to enjoy it. It's going to be a very OEM plus style of build, and I just can't wait to share it with you guys. And then last question coming in from Josh real quick: is it common to have to do paint correction on new vehicles? Hate that you have to do that. It is not common because people don't want to do it because, as bad as it sounds, not a lot of people care about their vehicles when they buy them. They just buy them and drive them, and then they're done with it. But unfortunately, a lot of cars that come out of manufacturing and stuff are a lot worse than people think. Like, the paint is bad. Again, there's $500,000 Ferraris, Porsches, all this stuff that come from overseas, and the paint ain't the best, unfortunately. It's pretty bad. But guys, I appreciate you all watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next live stream. All right, see you guys later.